Hello, in this video I will show you how I reduced the width of the blinds. Maybe this video will be useful to you. Of course, I recommend to buy blinds to the correct size, but when I bought for myself, the right size wasn't in the store. I needed a width of 58 centimeters, but had to buy 70 centimeters wide. After trimming, the size should be no more than 61 cm because the distance from the slope to the sash is 61 cm. Therefore, it was necessary to cut off about 9.5 cm. First, I prepared such template for one side for marking the lamellas. I marked with a pencil all the lamellas, applying this template. But you can mark not every lamella, but every fourth. Later I will show you in the video why. So I marked the right amount of lamellas and I will start cutting. Here you can see that the element of the mechanism on the upper bar didn't allow me to cut more. I began to saw the upper bar using a metal saw. I'm trimming the video a bit so it's not too long. I also sawed off a piece of metal rod inside. It's on for a long time, so I broke off the remaining piece. But I recommend to finish it to the end because it can break unevenly. I cut the bar on one side and then proceeded to trim the lamellas. As an example, I will show you how I did it in 3 pieces. I cut the first, then cut the second, and then cut the third, and so on. I carefully round the corners and it turns out quite acceptable and beautiful. And here I show why we could mark not every lamella. This is because you can cut several lamellas at once. I have plastic blinds and I cut 3 at once. Due to the fact that the element of rotation of the blinds and the hook on the left was at the very edge of the upper bar after trimming, then I also had to cut the mounting bracket a bit. So it is inserted into the bracket and I can insert the plug. The hook will work easily. One side is ready and I start cutting the second side. I'm lucky that trimming the left and right edges together 9.5 centimeters. This is just limits to working mechanism. If I had to shift mechanisms, then the process would be even more complicated. I cut the bar with a saw and that's what happened in the end. And of course, likewise I cut the lower bar. I had to process the bracket and latch as in the original version they overlap the mechanisms and don't allow it to work. I cut a small corner and now the bar enters the bracket and the latch closes. In the end, I got the desired width. The width of the blinds is 60.5 centimeters. Further, the process is easy. I hung the bracket and inserted the bar and inserted the covers on the right side and on the left side. On the right side I also had to modify the cover so it was not an obstacle to the rope. If in your case the brackets will not block the left and right mechanisms, as in my case, then of course it will be easier and you will not need to cut brackets and covers. But I had to do this because of the original width. So the blinds are installed and they work. I made a width of almost 60 centimeters from 70 centimeters. If you like this video, click like, subscribe and thanks for watching.